So do you think men are becoming more open to discuss about mental health topics or health topics in the recent years?
Definitely. I think that it's come through. It's come through a lot of the sort of awareness online that we sort of see, especially around social media. A lot of things, especially this month that I've seen, have a real big focus on speaking out loud, speaking to your friends, and I think that is it's very essential that you do that. You really communicate with your friends and find those people. And I think, going back to your question, it is becoming more and more talked about.
Yeah.
But I don't see a lot of people talking about it, if that makes sense.
I think, yeah, the way it's getting across and that, it's definitely a lot more free and open discussion, rather than sitting around and trying to hash out as to what is wrong. It's just talking through things, having the ability to meet up, have a cup of coffee, 5-minute conversation somewhere where possible, have a laugh. It's definitely an easy forum to get everything out.
Today, it's actually more open that men are talking about health at the moment, and I think it's just because living here in this region, which promotes like a lot when it comes to sports and health and wellness, is actually open, but still for some it's a bit hard for them to talk about it. But I think engagedness of like creating a safe space, it can be either from your friends or colleague, then from there we can actually like create that space, just simple like how we're doing today. I think that will be the most.
I think it's definitely how the form and way it comes across, rather than a meeting to discuss about something's wrong or mental health, etc. It's an easy way just to sit and engage in a conversation, talk through things, have a rant. So a lot easier.
Sometimes you need to have a rant, man.
Always need a rant.
I mean, just a simple cup of coffee will do.
Exactly.
Ask them like, how are they doing? That's what actually counts.
It's still not so easy for a lot of people. I feel culturally there is a suppressor of feelings for men. So it's a little bit harder for men, especially young adults. I think. I think we need to raise awareness in schools, maybe in universities more. I see awareness is very good in workplaces, but not in educational institutions. So that's very important, so that boys are raised to speak up, to say what's wrong with their self. I think that would create more safe places. I know that there's a lot of awareness going on, but not a lot of men actually talking. I don't see that. Yeah.
You said about obviously cultures there. How do you think it would be easier to introduce that to cultures?
Yeah, that's very hard, because a lot of cultures don't accept men feeling bad, or you're supposed to be a man.
Because it's seen as a weakness more than anything else,
exactly.
which is not right.
Exactly.
I think within sort of cultures that we sort of see, like the man is the strong one. He's the one that sits above the whole family. He's the one that manages the family, or he's the one that is in control of everything. And there's a lot of pressure that goes with that.
Yeah, no,
and
100%.
if you don't have that release, if you don't have that sort of friend to sort of go back to, then that all bottles up, especially if it's something that you can't control.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something very much, not necessarily within the family, but maybe all that stress is just putting a lot of pressure on you. Work is getting much more tiresome, much more stressful, given sort of the development of technology and stuff like that. So we're put under a lot of stress as we keep going through, and we end up becoming this ball, and we need to have that release. And I think, going back to the sort of the cultural aspect,
and most of the times we don't realize that there's something wrong, that there's a lot of pressure. We were raised to just bottle it up and just to move on, and sometimes it creates a lot of problems because we don't realize there is something wrong.
I agree. That's why work-life balance is actually very important when it comes to approaching men's health and also mental health, because I mean, right now, most of the stuff, people are really deep into their work and there's no balance on it. I mean, you barely go into your hobbies, spend time with families. These are all the things that contribute to, you know, a well, I mean, the mental health as well, the aspect of that.
Yeah, I found family is a very important aspect. They're the first safe place I think that somebody grows up with. So it was always easy for me to speak with my siblings, or they can realize something is up, or yeah. So I think family it would start the change in culturally from the family point of view. I
Exactly.
think, yeah.
If you don't have family here, if you obviously people like us expats, we've moved in, we've came over here. If you don't have family, you're new to the region, you don't have friends. So sometimes I think it's obviously important to create those relationships within the work environment and
Colleagues.
I mean,
Actually.
it's always good to have work friends. I mean, obviously everyone gets along, and it's good to get along within the work culture. But trying to develop those friendships within, because obviously it's who you spend the majority of the day with during the day. So it's definitely important to create those environments within the work environment to be able to have those conversations.
I think it's all about talking about it as well. I know that we at PMK, we have our own mental health sort of strategy and stuff like that. But I think it's all about making sure that you can provide that safe space within the company, within your friends, and not necessarily creating the space, but also allowing people to open up when they can. I think what someone said to me, that silence is contagious. So if everyone's silent, then no one's going to talk. But if one person steps up, then that's going to really sort of build that safe space. Like this guy has, or this guy has opened up to us within the team, or open up to a certain individual, and you can talk about it with them. The next person does the same thing, but not as a around the circle thing, but more as a case of, look, this is a safe space. We're here to support you, and I have problems and you have problems, and we have that sort of playoff.
I think as you start to work a lot with people and develop that friendship, you also start to understand when there is something wrong as well. Obviously, we've known each other for a couple of years now, so it's, to me, if you're in work and you could see, you know that person, if something's wrong, so you know how to ask the question, how to and it's not so much let's sit down around the table and have a conversation, open up, because some people won't do that. Sometimes people just want to, do you want to go and get a coffee, have a walk, have a scroll?
Yeah.
So I mean, just get together and have that conversation without any pressure or anything on there to try and release or to get out any concerns that you have, but just to be able to sit there in a safe space with someone, people you know, people you like, you get on well with, and just to sit and have just a conversation.
Yeah,
exactly. Conversations are very important. It's basically very crucial for men to have support system as well. I mean, in terms of mental health, and of course, I mean, not only that, it needs to be in a collective part of acceptable conversation between colleagues and between families and between everywhere we go. It's just
outside. I mean, another way obviously is how you deal with it outside of work. What kind of lifestyle you have, what you do what you do in your free time to unwind. I mean, I know for myself as well as Shaun also, we're very much outdoorsy people. I know you do a lot of gym and fitness things. We all enjoy going out to the dunes, to the deserts, doing our thing.
It's an escape.
It's definitely.
We all have our own way of escaping.
One
right?
part I hate, though, sorry to cut you guys. One part I hate, though, is my metabolism. I actually broke up with you a couple of years back. I don't know what really happened. It's just that when suddenly everything you eat, or everything you do, if there's a time wherein you will not do physical activity, it will get you back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's also part of that process wherein you have to do more. You have to, exert more effort just to be on a side of a healthy side of things.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely very important to have some surround yourself in like a positive environment. I mean, it's fun to go out and have fun, etc. But that also can't always be the answer. And it's very easy to get into a negative spiral when obviously you do it because you feel bad, and then it's just a negative spiral. So it's good to look at doing more positive things, as your activities, getting out and about, going. Obviously, things that you enjoy doing, any lifestyle things that you like doing in the weekends and your free time. It's good to have those hobbies that you really look forward to, you really enjoy, and not just so much on the weekend as well. Because I was a person that always grew up that was working over here Monday to Friday was work, and then come to the weekend,
there'll be a splash
you
up.
just push through the week to get to the weekend to enjoy it. But then majority of the week is a work week. So if you don't enjoy your week, a good portion of your life passes you by because you're just trying to get past it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very important to also to have that ratio and balance during the week, to go out and do things during the week, and that helps you get through the week, helps you clear your mind, more positive feelings, etc. And just to get through the week rather than just trying to work through the week, to look to the weekend, enjoy the weekend, and then it'd be on a negative thing when it's Monday. It's very important to try and enjoy as much as possible, or do things that give you the positive energy to get you through the entire week rather than just trying to work Monday to Friday.
I think you've hit it there. Like a good work-life balance is very, it's almost required now to make sure that you're having that time to yourself, that well-being, and that doesn't just mean I stop work at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and I don't do anything until the next morning. That's really the boundaries that you have to set as well. So getting calls from your boss at 8, 9 o'clock at night really doesn't help anybody.
I think we don't get that.
I've been down that road. It's a great time, but it really had an impact on me specifically. As you become agitated, or you get anxious for the next day. But if that boundary was set, you turned off your emails, you really spent that evening, you spent that time with your family, with your friends.
It's the environment. I think us being in PMK, I've been here for well over 13 years now. And it is the environment in PMK is very much so that you have to have your work-life balance. It's a weekend. You need to enjoy it. Again, yes, if we need to, we're always responsive. Like if there's something needed of us on the weekends or an evening, no worries. We'll always put our hand up. We'll always be there if required. It's not like, no, we're out of work hours. We're not attending to it.
I think that comes from it though. That's because you have that balance during the week. You've got to work an extra couple of minutes. You've got to do a bit of work on the weekend. It's fine. You don't feel stressed. You don't feel like you're obliged to do it. But you feel like I've had a great week, and then you come out the other side and you're like, just got to do this one more niggly thing that I've got to do for the Monday. It's not the end of the world, But if you have that balance during the week, then you're
situation. Being
the
coach,
you have the extra energy to be on the go every time, which is really positive and really good. Yeah.
I mean, there's other ways, It's like always say hello to the next person, because the next person could be the guy that needs the help. Like you may not know, you don't know everybody in the office, but you reach out to those people that you don't talk to make sure that they're there.
Exactly. That's by saying a simple
"Hi,
how are you?"
How are you?
Yeah.
And not
how are you feeling
and not
today?
like a "Huh, how are you?"
Yeah, exactly.
But like really like
exactly.
How are you? How's everything going?
Yeah.
Like especially the new people when they join the company and stuff, like it's a new environment. Sometimes they come from abroad and all that sort of stuff. They all come with this sense of, again, going back into the stress, going back into the having to move their whole family or just move companies. It's a stressful time, and you have to sort of, if they're new to the company, say hello. Make sure that you're there as a friendly face, because it's that you may be the person that they sort of really connect with, and that could be your next connection going forward as well. They could be your next safe space.
I remember when I first came, I was lucky that when I came over, I was brought over by my brother. So I kind of inherited a lot of his friends. But I do remember trying to make friends for myself at the beginning. And I'm a very sociable person. Anyone that knows me, I'm a very open book. I'm always engaged in conversation. So it is very difficult when you first move over here. to try and create your friendships, to develop those roots and stuff like that, and obviously get involved and try and get yourself into the new company to understand what people are like and develop those friendships within the business. So yeah, I think being a person that's always, regardless of the seniority or where you stand within in the organisation, it's always important to just always maybe reach out. How are you? How's your work going? When you sit to have lunch in the pantry, it's always have the conversation, engage in conversation, rather than sat glued to your phone watching videos, which a lot of us are.
A lot of us do anyway, but
well, very fortunate. I remember my first day actually being in PMK, and the environment, culture, and it's diverse and inclusiveness is there, so it's very welcoming, and it's so special.
But that's something that you don't find in a lot of companies over here.
Yeah,
which
It's not everywhere. I've changed a lot of companies, and I don't think I've been to a company where the welcoming was as good as PMK, to be honest. To make you feel included in your work and your inductions as well, was very helpful. The environment is much more friendly. Your colleagues, you feel like they're my new friends rather than my colleagues, and that helped a lot as well.
Definitely.
Exactly. That's actually we break our first contact in terms of like getting to know them, and then we can process it into another level, which is basically men's health or women's health or anything at all.
The biggest thing that the smallest thing that can really sort of make a massive difference, I think, is management in my profession. Only because it's a lot of the time you are congratulated on on sort of like your dedication to the project and the time and everything that you put in, or the effort that you've put into it. It shouldn't be about the effort though. It should really be about the job that's been done. I think it's more of a case of, you've done a good job, opposed to like that's a great effort. Because when people start saying effort, they start thinking, oh no, I've got to put more effort in, I've got to put more time in, I've got to put more stress and blood, sweat and tears into this thing,
Yeah.
And I think that if we turn that around and say, you've done a great job, well, it's great effort, then it makes a much bigger difference in terms of how you perceive that job, that task, and how it's being completed.
Yeah, because I think a lot of it, people relate effort to days worked, hours worked. If you're in super early, working super late at work, I don't think that is it. Effort is obviously the determination and what you're able to achieve. But yeah, definitely it shouldn't be measured on timings and days committed, because that's what gets you out of the work-life balance. Because it is very easy to get down that rabbit hole of I just need to do more.
Yeah.
And it's not always, but and you need rest. Like I spent before, I never used my holiday, my annual leave holiday, or never took weekends off, and you need that time to disconnect, to reset yourself, to do it. It's very, very, very important.
Yeah,
it's all about taking that break. If you can find a break that you can really sort of disconnect from the world, disconnect from your day-to-day life, that brings a little bit of relaxation into
Change
you.
of routine is very important. Like every once in a while, you change your whole routine. You travel somewhere. You disconnect, like you said. It's very important. I found it very helpful, especially after like an end of project where it's very stressful, and like you really need the break. You really need to go into nature, outdoors. Outdoors are great. And some sports and keeping active. That's
completely agree.
A small walk helps a lot.
Yeah, completely agree. For me, it's about like getting out of your comfort zone. And I mean, before I didn't actually have anything to do apart from working. I have a minor hobby, but not completely, just giving my all in terms of my well-being. So I incorporated some sports. I did triathlon. I started like that. And not to mention, before I was like 98 kgs.
Wow.
And during that process, I lost like 36 keys. So it's for me, it's a great accomplishment. And since then on, actually, I changed my lifestyle. I tried eating like clean as much as I can, and just totally change everything and just keeping it like that today.
I mean, I do like how you went from doing nothing to doing a triathlon. Doesn't necessarily be a triathlon. But no, that's fantastic. I mean, it's so good. Like, it's so good to hear how, a changing your sort of lifestyle or changing your routine can just change the whole way that you perceive and how your health, your wellness, your health is sort of really has an
and what
impact
we're
on
talking
you.
about right now is what transformed me into that is because of my friends. I got two friends who's doing triathlon. I have no idea what it is. I know how to swim, and then they told me do bike and run, and then I started from that. And
Nice.
yeah, and here I am now. I mean, I'm still doing all these stuff, which is basically the hobby that I like, and I'm keeping it balanced, including my family as well. They're enjoying and coming with me in my races, which is actually a big deal for me as well. And just keeping it real like that.
Nice.
Yeah, myself, similar to you. I also, made a change a few years ago. I was never really into fitness. I was always outdoorsy, but it was more for the leisure part of outdoorsy. Whereas now it's more of a fitness regime. I enjoy getting out doing exercise and stuff, doing your hikes, going out and doing motocross and all these kind of things. And it was actually the fitness part. Before, obviously, I didn't have the work-life ratio or the balance correct. And then it was actually a turn that I decided to get into the fitness, and then following on that is then what brought the work-life balance into perspective and corrected itself from getting into doing these. From doing this.
Yeah, like what I've said earlier, a very strong support system is crucial for these mental health and discussions. So in a way that it should be open for everyone, and it shouldn't be like a task for them. If you're going to let them know that for them to engage, it's more of like a friendly talk or coffee, what you've said.
The approach of a lot of people. There's some people that do want to sit down and have a close forum where they can have a conversation and air out their feelings and what's wrong with them. Other people don't want that because they might see that as a weakness. So they just want to have a open conversation. You said a walk, going to the coffee shop from the office and just having a stroll and having a catch up and talk about any problems.
Yeah, it's just a stigma, and everyone tries to keep away from the stigma.
Yeah.
And we talked earlier about sorts of religion and cultures and stuff like that. There is a big stigma attached to it, but I really hope that people get over that stigma and really appreciate that the people that are around you are there to support you. Not everyone, don't get me wrong, but the people that you can really trust, the people that you really rely on in life, find that person, and that person would be more than happy to sort of reach out and be there for you.
I agree. Vulnerability should be seen as strength, not weakness.
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed.
Exactly. But maybe men themselves has to accept the fact that it's okay. I think that's the first step. A lot of men don't accept that it's okay to feel. Maybe sometimes you're not allowed to feel, but the first step would be to make sure that everyone understands that it's okay to feel, it's okay to speak up. Maybe start it on a family, you start with the family. The father's role is very important, and then it goes on to the school, to the universities, so that all kids are brought up with the freedom to speak as well and to feel as well.
I mean, society should fully normalize everything when it comes to men's health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is very important. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not so normalized. I mean, you could still hear about a lot of bullying in schools because of especially emotional bullying, which is very normalized nowadays on social media as well. So yeah, I think as well, I would literally like cut off time from social media, a lot of time as well. That would help with mental
Yeah,
health. Yeah.
society should build a strong culture and normalize all of these stuff with pertaining to mental health. Yeah.
Yep.